Hi, welcome to the Artistic Mystic and Muse channel. I'm Nancy, your mystical muse, and today is the beginning of May 2021 reading for the collective. I'm going to start with oracle cards and then move on to tarot, but there's a lot of oracle cards, and spirit, source, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it, has a lot to say to us for the beginning of May. So to start off with, we have destiny. We're being called. And we have Scorpio energy, which says transform. So we're going through, a lot of us are going through shifts personally. We're also going through shifts globally. So keep that in mind. Bottom of the deck, truth. Standing in our truth. Seeing things for as they really are. And we're also being called, they're saying take bottom of the deck. We have Mercury retrograde and reinvention. So the new earth has been birthed, and it's part of how we're going to see it, how we want it to be, not just in that kind of context, but also personally for ourselves. We have heal the ouch. And some of the other cards talk about this as far as healing ourselves, healing our ancestral lines, healing, using our gifts and talents to help heal others. Some of you are natural healers. You may, whether you're a massage therapist, you do Reiki, you do readings like I do, you help people in other ways with your words, your touch, whatever it is. But don't forget yourself, because every healer, you have to heal yourself so that you can help and heal others. They're asking you to ride the waves. Stay in the moment, stay in the flow, and don't worry about tomorrow and letting the past go. Finding joy and blessings in the moment. We also have field of dreams. Dreaming those things that we wish to come into our field, our energy. And so staying at a positive mindset, a higher vibration, helps these things to manifest. But they want you to dream. What do you dream for yourself? What do you dream for humanity? On the bottom of the deck, they're sending you encouragement. And also spark. You may be receiving intuitive guidance, whether it's, you know, some little thought or niggle you have during when you're conscious. Could also be in your sleep, and they do address that as well. We also have root portal. It's master number 33. Vitality, stability, survival. And it also is what controls, the root chakra is what controls our fear and doubt. And that came out in the reading. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today too. Pardon me, I've got mambe, ambil and mambe in my cheek. It's a Colombian or Amazon medicine that's used for helping align energies and speaking your truth. And it helps me with my reading. So I've got a little bit of that in my cheek today. If you want to know more about plant medicine, leave me a comment or question, and I'll be happy to share that information with you. Bottom of the deck, it says forgiveness, redemption, rebirth, regeneration. So forgiving ourselves first and foremost, forgiving those that have been placed in our path, even if they were frustrating or a challenge, they were lessons we needed to learn. We're also in a state of being regenerated. I've been watching the Schumann resonance energies, and a lot of energy is coming to the planet to help with our blueprints, our DNA, our light codes. And we're getting a little affirmation there. So you may even be feeling tired some days, wonkiness, as I like to call it. Your sleep sometimes. I know my sleep sometimes is really rough some nights, and it's because there's stuff going on. It's nothing I ate. So be sure that you're also maintaining your self-care. That's really important because we're moving towards emotional freedom. And at the bottom, it says vulnerability, flowing, and rebalancing. So the new earth, you know, has us, it's trying to put us back together a little bit better way. We also have a celestial assistance, and that came out in the cards too. Spirit, your guides, some of you, your galactic families, ancestors, they're helping you, and all of us with this process. They're telling me to keep going. They also say throat portal, speak your truth, courage, suppression. So that comes out in another card talking about speaking your truth, standing in your integrity. That's also my crow totem. That's what the crow medicine is about, is speaking your truth, standing in your integrity. Alrighty. So let's see what else we have here today. We also have discovery. So discovery is on a number of levels. Things come out in the news, not that I watch it much, but you also may be discovering things about yourself through this process of us being in some kind of quarantine or lockdown. You may be discovering, you're having aha moments, which also shows up in the cards today. Or it could be an aha moment or something you discover in a dream. You're being shown something in your dream. So pay attention to that. Make sure I get the right one here. They're also reinforcing that you are protected. We are being watched over and protected. And you should not worry about your security overall. Everything is being guided, divinely orchestrated. Though sometimes that's difficult. I said, go again, new beginnings, and that comes out again in the cards today. Things are shifting and new beginning, and abundance of all kinds is coming. So, and we have, they said, forgiveness again, and love. That comes out. They said, keep going. An illumination. We're waking up to things. Some of us are just waking up. Some of us have been awake. So if you've got someone who's struggling and you can help, by all means, being in the flow, which we just talked about. All right. What else do we have here? We also have stillness. It's important for you to set aside time during the day to be still, whether it's prayer, meditation, taking a walk in nature, sitting quietly, stilling the mind and your body to some degree, depending on how that is. If you take a walk, that's a different kind of stillness, but they're recommending that. Purity, this talks about innocence, but also detoxification, and that comes out again they talk about lifestyle today for the beginning of May. So be sure you're eating the right things, putting the right kind of things in your body, and continue to move forward. It is not, like I said last reading, it is not a race, a step at a time. So continue forward with that path. Dark thoughts. This is sometimes called shadow work. These are our fears. These are our doubts. These are those things that, like the stormy cloud here. You have to address those. You have to go within and you can feel them. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to have doubts. It's okay to feel a bit at a loss. That's coming to the surface. And so it's asking you to look at it, forgive it, and love yourself, and flip the script, so to speak, on these things. Let's see. What else do we have here? Intuition and manifestation. That is something else that comes out at the beginning of May in our card reading today. So they're asking you to listen to your gut, listen to what you're getting, and don't bat it aside. It's spirit, source, your ancestors trying to talk to you. Okay. Make sure I'm not missing anything. We also have align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change. So that's part of being torn apart, looking at your shadow self, the fears you might have regarding certain things, whether it's relationships, finance, what have you. Getting grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. If you can get out with nature. We had snow last night, but try to get out to nature. If you can't get out into nature, bring nature into your home. Flowers, plants, whatever you need. Some of you may have pets. Pets are a connection to that as well. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. Again, we are being helped, guided, protected. So trust in that. Bottom of the deck, we have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? So again, taking care of yourself, your body, your mental, emotional, spiritual side. Also, I'm getting with this Mother Mary, you know, is all about compassion and helping to ease or relieve suffering. So make sure you're taking time for yourself. Sometimes as healers, we tend, or light workers, we tend to give a lot to others and we forget to take care of ourselves. If you can't take care of yourself and keep yourself aligned and in a good place, you're not going to be helpful to anybody else. So make sure you do that. Bottom of the deck, it says Unbound Soul, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So again, this talks about that forgiveness. So that those things, those energies, beings, whatever you want to call it, they're being released. Okay. We also have Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. So nature, helping to ground yourself in some kind of nature is really being emphasized. And we have on the bottom of the deck, the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. So, like I said, some of us receive downloads, whether we're conscious or unconscious of it. And it's what's helping to surface things or giving you those ideas. So it's important that you take stillness and you take time for yourself so they can be integrated. A lot of the downloads that we receive, they're upgrades. Are they sometimes they're physical, sometimes like on a DNA level, sometimes they're mental or emotional or spiritual. So give yourself time to assist with those. And it says on the bottom of the deck also, it says breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. You don't need to control everything. That's why they were saying release and go with the flow. Okay. They said, you've got the love. Hadarian, energy, codependency, and boundaries. Love, especially love of yourself, loving your dark shadows, all of it. You've got to love all of it. And that's part of how you heal that, forgive that, and release it. So love is another theme we have actually this week. We have show the world the real you. Some of us maybe have been afraid to share our abilities or our talents or gifts, or hiding us behind a mask of sorts. So they're asking you to let that go and be who you truly are meant to be. And it's time to take action with that. No more masquerading, I guess you could say. And it says you're very close to achieving your goals. So many of us on this healing path and getting in alignment and elevating our vibration, we're really close to meeting that and learning to not let those dark thoughts overtake us or those energies that bring our vibration down. Bottom of the deck, it says take time to breathe out. Breath work or meditation or prayer or getting outside or some form of exercise is also important. We have the change card. There are lots of changes going on and they will continue to go on and unfold. So that's why you got to go with the flow. Just because we've mastered one doesn't mean there aren't more coming. So be open to the change. Even if it's uncomfortable, ask what is it trying to show you, because it's happening for you, not to you. How can you embrace that more? And to do that, they're asking you to have patience with yourself, with what's going on. And also, sorry, this is also pleasure. I got patience for that card and it comes out somewhere else. And they're also saying it's important you have pleasure. That's part of that self-care time. That's part of do something that makes you feel good. It could be music, cooking, reading, whatever that is for you. Just going, as they say, stop and smelling the roses. They're emphasizing sovereignty again, that you are a being of light, you are protected. We also have Lady of the Lake. It says absolute truth, courage, self-respect, responsibility. So that's part of she's holding the sword of truth, or the sword that actually was given to King Arthur, a sword of destiny. So that, again, standing in your truth, standing in who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in. Bottom of the deck, love. Always coming in place from love and compassion. And we get birch or rebirth. So we're being shifted. We also have, they said to take this one too, B, the B, luck, industriousness, sweet victory. Is it going to take some work? Yes, the bees are diligent, right? But they also work as a collective, a colony. They work with the hive. So there's a little bit to that as far as finding those people of like minds who you can talk to. We've got global online connectivity at this point. So use that. Oh, they said this one too. And finding the joy in every day. Little things. They can be little things. They don't even have to be big things. I've got incense burning. That makes me feel good. It helps my vibration. It clears the energy and it brings me joy, especially the smell of it. It can be little things like that. It doesn't have to be anything big. It could be having a coffee, little time for yourself to journal, or meeting with a friend that you can share things with. So do those things. We have birds of a feather. I was just saying, finding your peeps, finding your tribe. That's important. And shining through, coming out, letting that light come out. Getting rid of the mask. Shining like the being you are with the gifts you have. Let them out because they're needed at this time. That's a neat card. Bottom of the deck, the time machine. So everything is divinely guided. We tend to think of our time as on a linear plane, but actually there are timelines and dimensions that are like going on all at the same time, kind of like the honeycomb, how it's connected, or the web of a spider. All the lines that come out, and the bug lands in the web, and it causes a vibration that connects to everything else. This also talks about connectivity. But timelines are being fixed. They're being realigned for the greater good. Remember that you are beyond the ordinary. That's why you found my channel. That's why you are the being that you are. All right. We also have Clairvoyance, and it's Archangel Raziel. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. So clairvoyance is called clear seeing. Now, sometimes that means you actually see it in the physical, in the 3D. Sometimes you see it in what we call your mind's eye or your third eye. They're also saying you're being shown things in your dreams. So pay attention to those. I do keep a dream journal. I don't always remember my dreams, but when something's significant, I'm helped to remember it when I wake up in the morning and I write it down. Sometimes it doesn't make sense in that moment, but it connects later. Like I've been working on a book and I've been going back through my journals, and things that I knew at the time have taken on a totally different meaning at this time because a year or more has passed and now I'm in a different place. So write them down. Healthy lifestyle. Archangel Raphael, he's the guy that helps heal with healing, and not just your heart, but your body. And it says, eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimum health. So again, taking care of your vessel, your body. The more in tune, and like a car, the better shape it's in, the more you're able to raise your vibration, hold the space, connect to everything around you, the synchronicities, the totem animals, the messages you're getting. That's really important. Prosperity, Archangel Ariel, your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams in reality. And we had the other card about manifesting. I don't know where it is right now, but that was something that was being emphasized, that manifestation, here it is occurring. So those positive things, just be sure that when you send those intentions out, you understand that sometimes what you think you want or need source, the divine, the universe has a better plan. So send out the intention, but then be open to receive whatever it is, in what shape or form it comes to you. Bottom of the deck, it says nurture, Archangel Gabriel. It says, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important to you right now. So they're really emphasizing this self-care. Spring is here, so that may have something to do with that, is, you know, you're able to get out a little more, but make sure you're taking time for yourself. Bottom of the deck, this is all bottom of the deck. You know what to do. Archangel Uriel, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So you are getting intuitive hits either during the day or at night, and they're saying pay attention to them. Overcoming difficulties, Archangel Jeremiel. The worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. Keep going. Keep going. And they want me to definitely. Archangel Zadkiel, soften your heart with respect to a situation or situations and all the people involved, including yourself. So this compassion for yourself, for others, that helps facilitate forgiveness is extremely important. Okay. From the Goddess deck, we have Pele, divine passion. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? That, when you can figure that out, it helps with the things, the intentions, and what you want to manifest. What brings you joy? What puts you in a state of what I call flow, where you're just doing it and time passes, you don't even realize like an hour or two later it's done. For me, it's helping provide readings, information, channeled information, to help the collective as in those that are awakened, those that are, whether you want to call yourself a light worker or a light being, those of us that are trying to raise the planet and assist with creating this new earth. What is it you really want to do? Bottom of the deck, it says High Priestess Donna, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teachings. So you don't have to necessarily be a teacher. It could be that there's just words or information that come through that you can, like a sage, you provide advice for someone just in a regular conversation. It doesn't have to be anything official. But again, you're getting hits is what they're saying. Mary Magdalene, unconditional love. Love yourself, others, every situation, no matter what the outward appearance may be. So our ego tends to want to make situations either good or bad. It's really important to just look at them as a situation. Can they be a challenge? Certainly. But the reason it's there is that discomfort is to help you grow and learn, and to learn what you need to learn so you can move on to other things. So come from compassion, from love. And like I said, what is it it's trying to teach you? We also have Sekhmet. It says, be strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. So, they said keep going. And we have one of my favorite ladies, Kali. She's a Hindu goddess. Endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. And that's what we've been getting. Forgiveness, karmic completions, cycle completions, behavior pattern completions, so that the new beginning for you starts to unfold. There's things waiting for you, but in order to make room for those, you have to release the old. So that's really important. Okay. We also have commitment. What are you committed to? Not just your family, obviously. Family is important, but what are you committed to for yourself? You are being assisted, divinely guided and helped, whether it's your spirit, divine, saints, whatever you want to call them, your ancestors. They are here. They're waiting to help. Voice. We talked about this. Speaking and standing in your truth, your throat chakra. Some of you may have a book you need to write, or a blog you want to express ideas from, or maybe you find like-minded people. I have a group that we're like-minded people, and we have every 2 weeks a Zoom conference where we connect with each other. We share what we're dealing with or what's happened that over the 2 weeks, and we support one another. We hold space for one another. Here it is again, intuition. You're getting the nudge and the niggles and the downloads or the images or words, whatever it is. Please pay attention to that. It's very important. Be fearless. Bottom of the deck. It's okay to feel it when it comes in, but to move through that, to work through that. And in order to do that, you have to recognize it, hold space for it, feel it and love it and forgive it, and then release it. Shifting. So that process is a part of you shifting, aligning, which we had information about your alignment. That's what's occurring. So keep doing it. You're doing a great job. Cosmic connection. You are connected to the light, to source, to whatever that is for you. Universe, God. Look at the chakras all lit up. You have the main 7 chakras, and then you have some, from what I understand, below your feet and some even above your head. You need to be still. You need to meditate or pray. That is really important. It also helps you receive things. Sometimes in meditation, I receive words. Sometimes I also scribe, where I'll ask for what message they have, and I let Spirit takes over, and I start writing whatever it is they want me to know or write down. Why? You're beginning a new chapter. New beginnings. This almost looks like a rocket, you know, when the fuel ignites and it's getting ready to blast off. You are there. You're on the edge. You're poised and ready to go. Bottom of the deck, patience. It's not going to happen, all of it, like that, right? Step at a time. We're being guided and led, because sometimes if you go too fast, you miss all the other little messages, synchronicities, beautiful moments if you're rushing and you're looking at the destination instead of enjoying the journey of being in the flow. So be sure to be patient with yourself, with your process, with the process of other people. Other people are on their path. Some of them are really struggling. Some are really angry. Just send them love. Send them love. That's the most you can do. Mother Earth. We are helping take care of her again. We've neglected her. And so part of our awakening, and it's a 22, which talks about partnership and balance, that's part of our purpose in whatever little kind of way we each serve in that. Okay. Make sure I'm not skipping too many things. I think I'm going to need a bigger table. It's covered. My Crow Oracle deck, we have displacement. So it could be some of us don't feel like we're where we need to be. And that could be geographically, but it could also be whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And that's what that feeling of discomfort or unease is. But the beautiful thing about this is it's getting ready to launch you, is how I like to describe it. So, and the birds have shit all over the car, pardon my language, but it's kind of like you may have had some really difficult things to deal with, struggle with. And, you know, the birds are kind of like, do we stay here? You know, the food's not so great. We got a trash can tipped over. And it's asking us to sit with that displacement or discomfort, because that's what's revealing things to us that need to be healed or cleared. So hang in there. Why? Because once you do so, it brings you a type of freedom and liberation that you actually need. So, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so now I'm going to get on to the main part of the reading, and then there's a couple decks I'm going to pull just at the end, what we need to know. With the tarot, we have the Three of Wands. So this is about you're not quite ready to take action, but you're waiting. He's waiting for the ships or whatever it is coming in, but the star is here, which talks about divine guidance, following your compass, following your true north. If you've set the intentions and you know what, as Pele said, lights you up, start taking steps towards that, and eventually it's all going to start coming and unfolding and presenting itself. This may mean also the actions you need to take, or the little bit of work you still need to take in order for that to come in. and we had take action. It's clarified by the Hanged Man. So it's like I said, instead of looking at something as good or bad, it's an experience. And ask yourself, what is it trying to show or teach me? So, and this also talks a little bit, the Hanged Man, about feeling in that zone of stuckness. I think that's a word. But, you know, it's okay, because you're getting hits. There's that intuition and divine guidance. You're getting hits, and it's asking you to look at things differently. Why? This card is interesting. It's the Seven of Swords. Sometimes this talks about being cheated out of something or being like a thief. But in this case, it's asking you to look at all these things that you need to clear, you need to resolve, you need to do. Looking at them differently. What's the lesson you can get from it? Why? Swords also represent knowledge and kind of like a form of enlightenment. Maybe you don't need these two anymore. We're going to take what works for us and start on that new beginning. It's kind of like I'm getting clear the clutter. So clutter can be mental, it can be physical, whatever that is for you. And the next card came in reverse. I'll hold it upright. It's the Eight of Swords, but it came out this way. This is about releasing the swords. So when it's in the upright, the Eight of Swords, this crow is loosely bound, loosely blindfolded. He can step out of here if he wants, but he's been so much up in his head, it's created stagnation. He's afraid out of fear to move forward. In the reverse, it's telling you that you are in the process of releasing these things, and it's important to release them. And the clarified by the Devil card, which is fear, fears and doubts. So it's time to address them, feel them, acknowledge them, forgive them, love yourself. Maybe at the time you've been holding, well, for a situation you've held regret. You did the best as you could at the time. May not have been perfect. Okay, so you've learned from that. Release it. Thank it. Thank the universe for that experience. Forgive yourself. Come love yourself, saying, you know what? We learned something from that, and I'm okay. I'm still here. That's really important. And if you can do that with compassion for others, whether it's your family, friends, like I said, experiences, or even your ancestors. Some of you are healing your ancestral lines, because up until this point, you know, maybe there's been patterns. I have a friend who just recognized a pattern that was with her mother and her grandmother and her great-grandmother, and she had a similar situation, but she's learned to look at it differently, and it's healed the line. It's healed, so her daughter doesn't go on carrying that or doing that. So take that as it resonates. We also have the Four of Coins in reverse. So upright, this can talk about foundations, but it can also talk about being kind of stingy, highly guarded, or being an ego, right? So it came in reverse. So getting your ego to get on the bandwagon, and your ego is a good thing. It's there to protect you. But at the same time, if it's left to its own druthers, sometimes it can carry things away. And that's why you're also looking at some of those things differently now. Release your boundaries. Let your guard down is what I'm getting. I think that came out somewhere else, I thought, in this reading, or maybe that's what I got when I was pulling cards. Why? Because there's the Three of Cups. It's time for celebration, for joy, which the Oracle cards talked about. We don't need to be so guarded anymore. And we should, instead of worrying about what's coming and how to brace for it, it's almost like we need to surrender to it and allow it to happen and celebrate that we're having all these amazing experiences to help us ascend, to help us elevate. You also have the Magician as a clarifier. You have all the tools to then manifest what it is that lights you up. Here she is, the High Priestess. We had her here in the Goddess deck. We also had the Intuition card. They're telling you that you have great knowledge and experience and knowing and intuition, even clairvoyance. Pay attention. Pay attention. You're being helped. You're being given ideas, solutions, or a way of looking at something you hadn't thought about. Maybe more information even to help you look at it differently. The last card that came out is the Seven of Cups. This talks about stuckness. Sometimes there's so many choices, we just don't even know where to start. But you'll notice there's one cup that has the wreath, the laurel wreath of victory. It's clarified by the Four of Cups. The divine, this cloud with a hand, is bringing in, and it's actually kind of bigger than the other three. These cups have been great, but maybe you've been focused on them too long. There's something new, blessings, opportunity that's wanting to be given to you that will assist with maybe whatever this cup is for you. So you've got to do the work and you need to pay attention. You're being guided. Why? It helps create stability and joy and a new foundation. This is celebration. This card is the Four of Wands. It's also sometimes seen as an 11 and 11, which talks about gateways and portals, which are new beginnings, going into a brand new spanking cycle. And the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is all about groundedness, stability, abundance, but it's the type of abundance that's stable, that is, what's the word I want? They're saying like consistency, like it flows in consistency. It's not just a big drop. What's that going to look like for you? And that's what you're helping to manifest, to put you in this kind of position. I know it's a man, but it's just energy, but it's standing in your power, but also in your, he's covered in grapes, abundance. That makes you feel grounded. It makes you feel secure, which, that's what they're saying. Security, tied back to this root chakra. There's no more fear. There's no more doubt. Bottom of the deck, Judgment. This is all about rebirth. There's not much I can say. Balance. You getting what is balanced or equal or has an equilibrium for you, right? Clarifying deck, we have the Eight of Cups. These cups have been great, but we want that ninth cup of fulfillment, which leads to the 10. Oops. Tower moment. The epiphany. It can mean things come crashing down because they weren't stable to begin with, building a new foundation. But I get more that this is an epiphany. You're having that aha moment. You are walking away from the woe is me, been left out in the cold. We have a church here in the background, and the coins, it's illuminated. Divinity is there. But it's about us. It's about us seeing what's being gifted to us. There is some mystery involved. If you knew everything, you wouldn't have come down here to planet Earth to have this experience. So trust in the mystery. Things will be unveiled in time, because you'll see the sun's behind actually the moon. Not everything is going to be revealed all at once. So trust in the journey. Enjoy the journey. The Fool. Take the leap of faith. Moving forward. Abundance. Fertility. That's what the Empress represents. Something in the past you may need to address, you need to leave behind. This also sometimes talks about karmic. Resting, meditating, taking time for gratitude. Okay. That's all I have for you for the beginning of May 2021 for the collective. I hope you're well. I do want to pull a couple cards here from my decks. I have the keys to the 13 universal laws. The information where you can purchase them is down below from my Game Crafter store. We have universal law of love. Everything needs to come from love. Everything we do from a place of love. And the love we also send out to give to each other and the planet. I also have the Milagros deck. Milagros are charms, I guess you could say, little talismans. They're artisanally made. They're used as part of the Catholic folk traditions, predominantly in Mexico and in some parts of Central and South America. They're usually prayers or intentions that are then pinned or attached to sometimes a saint statue that you might find in a church. I have a video on my channel where if you want to know more about that. So we're going to see what they have for the collective here at the beginning of May 2021, what we need to know for our greatest good. So that concept is what these cards are based on. We have the bee. Oh, he came out earlier. And it says community. How are you helping or contributing to your community? It can be locally, it can be even on a bigger scale. And we have the sun, new beginnings. That isn't a double confirmation. I don't know, triple confirmation. I don't know what it is. And we have relationships. It says love. It can also be romantic love, but in this case, it's loving the relationships you have, even with people that maybe they're not on the same page. They maybe are not as awake as you are, but you are to love them regardless. And sometimes that's hard, but they're there because they chose to be here. Maybe the reason the friction is between you and them is because that's the lesson you're supposed to learn, is they are playing the role to help you evolve in your timeline. And a lot of times that comes from our families. There are mirrors. The last deck, and it's going to be released later in the month, is my bee oracle cards. The bees are one of my totem animals. And there'll be a video when they're ready explaining more about the symbolism. There's a lot of symbolism in this deck. This deck was divinely guided, like my Universal Laws deck. I asked for a third deck, and then I had a big download. So let's see what the bees have to say for us for the beginning of May 2021 for the collective. What messages do you have for us, please? Thank you, Spirit. We have be positive. It raised your vibration. There are puns involved and visual parodies because that's one of my things. Be bold. Take that leap. Take that one step forward towards your best life. Be kind. Talks about compassion. Bottom of the deck. Be a hive of wisdom and knowledge. You have lots of things to share. They said keep going. Take flight. And be of service. So, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Oh, behind. Like I said, the links to the decks I've used today or where to get some of the decks are below. Also, I'm having a big giveaway. There's a link to the sign up for that. I'll be giving away a free reading. I'll be giving away one of the necklaces or malas, some of them are malas that I make using gemstone jewelry, and also a gemstone bracelet. So thank you for your time. Like, share, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you mid-month for the mid-month May readings. So blessings.